Okay then. Right. Get comfy, do a sound test. Sound test, sound test. Come on. Sound test, sound test. I'm still incredibly blurry. Basically the same. Right, ping everyone in Discord, we're live. Right, one last sound test. God, that is so loud. I'm pretty sure that's the microphone and not my headphones. Right, I'll mute that one. Okay then. Let me grab up. Where are they? That one, that one, that one, and one of them. There we go. More stuff to show off. Right. Which side did it? That side. There we go. Good evening, everybody. Oh, yes. Let's do. Whoops. There we are. Right, let's give it a few moments, wait for some people to come on in. How are we all doing? Once again, we'll give it a moment for some people to tune in. It's annoying that it's late because issues occurred and it got to half an hour and I thought, just wait for the next hour. Oh yeah, how's that coming along? That should go up quite a bit. Right. Trying to get people in. I wonder if I can get away with it here. Nah. I think my server's in a place I could comfortably do it. Oh yeah, we should update that. Style. So was his written? Good evening, Rock Band Hyena. So good to see you again. How are you doing? It's been a good while. Very good to see you tuning in. Hello, how are you? Yeah, no. Seven, 8, 6. We'll do that. There we go. Roy Allen, hello. Good to see you. How are you doing? Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm doing good, Josh. I am doing pretty good indeed. I've had cereal for dinner. That's that's a pretty good day, I would say so. Yeah, not bad. Thanks, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a good night tonight. Got some stuff to showcase, some stories to tell. Yeah, it should be pretty good. Oh, where do we begin though? Because when you got a list of things you want to be able to showcase and talk about, you have to start somewhere. It's also nice to be able to see myself do this again with the chair. Couldn't do this in the old place. That freedom of movement. Oh, it's lovely. I really should consider getting something for the background. Figure out something. How should I go? Thomas Engines gone. Technically, I still have Scarloey. So that's something to look. Let's dive right in to the Lego trains because I have officially scrapped the layout. So the layout that was featured in my. Did I make a vlog for it? Yeah, because I did a last hurrah video at Bugs Brick Express. That was last weekend. And I had all the engines I had left running, and the narrow gauge railway was there set up too. It was nice to see it all one last time. Scarloey, I cannot yet bring myself to scrap. I'm going to try and keep a hold of it as long as I can because I'd rather just have it in the bank. I am tempted to keep a hold of my narrow gauge track as well. That'll be something to play with in the future. Also, all of my other models are scrapped. All layout bits are gone. The only stuff I have left is my Coronation, the track, which is in a box now. Here it is. It's not on base plates anymore. It's all in a little box. So these are all the curve track pieces as well. Yep, that's them. That's all gone. What happened to Toby? So the model of Toby that I had was made by a fellow LUKR club member. And I was London Bridge. Hello, Greg. Oh, so good to see you. Hello. Good evening. How you doing? Oh, it's a blue moon to see you tuning into my stream. But yes, I'm all good. So good indeed. Thank you for coming along. I'll probably message you after this just to say hello and catch up a little bit as well. Good to see you as well. Just passing to say hello. Thank you so much, Greg. Good seeing you too. So yes, the model of Toby that I had was made by a club mate. So when I was in the process of scrapping all of my Thomas models, I was able to give that model of Toby, and he also made Henrietta for me as part of a model swap. But I got both of them and was able to give it back to him. It was about a year ago now because I did a club, did a Lego show with the OKR at Severn Valley Railway. And in that process, where I was able to take all the current car stuff, I brought the model of Toby with me to give back to the member as a way of saying, thank you so much for letting me have this model as part of the model swap. I've decided to move on. No point in me scrapping it. It'll be very selfish for me to scrap another person's model too. But yeah, it is in the hands of someone else. So technically that's gone. There was another model of Toby that was at Brick Express as well. Funny enough, also made by another LUKR member. But that was because he was able to bring some models with him to run on the layout. It's not really a layout. It was just on the Looper track during Brick Express. As a way of celebrating all the Lego train stuff I've been able to do over the past number of years. He brought that along, he ran it on the layouts. That was pretty fun to see because it's something different. When you run your own stuff on your own layout, I mean, you've seen it all before. You built it all, for goodness sake. So you do get bored of it. But when someone else brings other models, it's so exciting. So Kumata is the guy who built that model of Toby that I'm talking about now. The previous one is actually Lego Master Lewis Bird. So they're both on socials. You can go find them if you really wanted to. But yes, you can also see them in the relevance of vlogs I posted on my channel. But yes, all my Thomas characters, how long has it been? It must have been a year, because again, it was June last year when I handed back my model of Toby to Lewis. So it must have been that time last year, about this time last year when I scrapped all the Thomas models. So, what's the next train project? Technically, the next train project is to scrap the last layout bits I've got, because that needs to go as well. So I did a model railway show at the end. I did one at the start of March and the end of March. At the start of March, I took the narrow gauge layout, the special built one. And for the one I did at the end of March, I took my Art Deco train station. I've had that train station for yonks, but it's so outdated. It's such a simple build. There's so many discolored bricks in it as well. It's got to go. So whatever the next train project is going to be, I have to admit I have no idea, because I'm at a point now where I truly believe I don't want to lay out anymore. If I'm going to run trains, I'll set up a space somehow in this in this area and just get some track out and just do that. I think I'm much happier now just to build models instead of the layouts, because it's, yeah, I've gone through all that. I know what I'm happy with. I know what I want to do going forward. And yeah, I really don't know what's going to happen next, because all the train stuff is now quite literally being put on hold. The only trains that I've got left is the Coronation, and I could not bring myself to scrap that. I just can't do that. Sam Brown, so hello. Thank you, Sam, for tuning in. How are you doing? Good to see you. Relating to other people's models on your layout, I've seen where two RGMS layouts on your at a Lego convention where they're moving trains from one layout to another, use a railroad ferry on a cart. Yes, I have seen that. I would love to do that one day, because it would be really cool to recreate a scene from the 2016 Thomas & Friends movie, The Great Race, where a bunch of international steam locomotives arrive on a barge, like a big old rail ferry barge. Ramp drops, and like 24 locomotives just rampage, oh, well, not rampage, but a massive parade of engines just come out of the barge and onto the docks, and it's a beautiful scene. If I ever build back up to having that many locomotives, it will be an interesting thing. I would really like to try that again. It would be good to make a barge just so I can go from one side of the layout to another. Maybe even just focus my efforts on group layouts or something like that. I don't know, because again, I know what I wanted to do when I was growing up. I made all the stuff I wanted. I've kept what I wanted, and yeah, I just keep looking at the tracks and the fact that the layouts in the box. Stevenson's rocket is out as well. That's a point, actually. Technically, I've got my Christmas train to the other side of me, which is over there. So I think, if anything, the next train-related project, building-wise, is going to be the Christmas train. And that I know I'm going all in for, because the girlfriend said she wants to keep it and have it go around the Christmas tree. Yeah, that'd be a fun thing to do. So yeah, the Christmas train will be the next big project, if anything. And that's plenty of time away. Yeah, train tracks can be constructed on the fly. Yeah, it's a lot easier to just get a loop of track together instead of having to figure out where the base plates all go, having to line up all the curved sections. It's so tiring. It really is. Pardon me. But yeah, it's it's nice to have such a slow pace to it. It's been so creatively uplifting. Vicky, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. How you doing? If you want to lurk, you can just carry on lurking. But thanks for saying hello in the chat. Sam also says, if you do end up making a railroad ferry like that, make sure the cart you use can have its height quickly and easily adjusted. Transmission jack would probably work in a pinch. That's a very good point as well, because depending on the surface, if something were to happen where, like for example, let's say we were at Bricktastic, where I think it's like a carpet floor, but it's like a very thin carpet floor. Basically, there wouldn't be any wobble with the tables. So if I could figure out the height of the tables, I can make my barge accordingly and have everything line up and go from there. Got to go, mate. Super to see you. Catch up Friday at Chicago calling panel. Yes, thank you so much for tuning in, Greg. Have a great time in Chicago. Enjoy your week, and I will see you next Friday. Thanks again for coming along. So good to see you again. But yes, with the idea of the ferry cart, it's such a cool idea. But I think it would work for one. It's good to be able to have it so you can lift it up and down to accommodate different layouts. But I think ultimately it would be better if it was built in such a way, but you still have it adjustable, but you could just fix it to one height, because you probably make that to accommodate one specific layout. It's definitely there. It's definitely something to play with in the future. I don't think I'll be doing that anytime soon, but I do absolutely love the idea. If not myself, I reckon some of the guys in the LUKR will pick up on that idea, because their northern club layout is currently a massive sort of, technically it's a square, but it's basically a massive double loop. So the plans for that is to make it kind of U-shaped. So to have something like a switch in one corner and a switch in another corner, to be able to take an engine off like one dock, have to go all the way around to the other dock through that cart ferry item. That'd be really cool. Right, let's quickly catch up with the chat. Everyone's saying hello at the very beginning. The entire TLR era from start to, well, technically, when can I claim it started? Because I've put established April 9th, 2012, because that's when the channel was founded. I am kind of cheating it that way. It is basically that, 13 years ago. Oh my god. My very first, well, technically it's not my first video, but my oldest video has almost 10,000 views. Wow. I was all train stuff at the very, you know what, I can claim it was all that time ago. Oh my god. Excellent. Hang on, then, get rid of some skin. There we go. It's so cool to see that Greg of London Bridge Bricks was able to tune in for a moment. That's so cool. Everyone's saying hello, we're all catching up. Any plans for the next Motoropolis building? Yes, and in fact, I can send you some pictures later on today. So, actually, can I show them now? It should work. Right, let me get rid of a couple of other bits, because that's not related. Don't worry, nothing lewd. I think I have to do it this way around because of the way the camera picks it up. No, I can't go brighter. Okay. Let's go halfway. Make sure we're not revealing to... Nope. I'll only show off this one picture. Can you see that? Oh, it's still too bright. Can I go there? There we go. That will do. That'll have to do for now. But that is the next module that has been built. So that is to go. I feel the burp coming. Oh, pardon me. Right. So yes. So that module I just showed you got Motoropolis. Oh, hang on. I got paperwork. Because I drew this. So there's still a few more current modules to make, to showcase online, but that is the current plan. Now then, I've got 8 modules there. So what I've just shown you is my toll booth. Basically, a toll booth and a little ramp. So the idea is it's 2x5 base plates, but it sits on the edge of the city diorama as a whole. So we've got a combination of different dioramas, but it would sit here, specifically at the very edge. So the idea is it's going to go, again, along that middle section there, that's like the main road, and you've got all these extra bits in them on the sides to act as all the buildings and so forth. My little radiator springs. And to be able to get in and out of the town, that toll booth will be here, so it will create the illusion of cars can get in and out, and it goes from there. I can't show too much more because I am going to be finalizing the video in a couple of days. I've got a few more videos still to go out. I think 4 more videos. So yeah, so I got 2 more dioramas to showcase. I've got 2 vehicles to showcase, or 2 vehicle mock showcase videos. One is already done. The other is... Oh no, I got 3 dioramas. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, why is that not up there? Oh, okay. Oh, because I got to get the bus out first. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, there's 5 more videos to go out before I can showcase the toll booth. So that is in a specific upload order, which is taking its time. It's actually been going quite well. Oh, don't knock the table. I am also going to quickly say that I am so happy to see the reception of all the videos I have uploaded since my Lego show from early May. So introducing Motoropolis and all the dioramas, all the mock showcases. Mater was a slight miss as it has less than 100 views, and the Street Park diorama seems to have gone under the radar as well, but that's just YouTube. All the other videos I've released since have gotten several hundred views, and people seem to absolutely love the Pixar Cars Delinquents Road Hazards video as well, with over 1,200 views at the moment. That is absolutely insane to see. So the reception is so good to kind of see visualized there, and it's very exciting to know that I can still post all these new videos about different Lego mocks, and the interest is still there. So thank you everyone so much for sticking around and enjoying the content that I've been making. Thank you so much, guys. So that's on the way. That is still there. Let me just close off. Quickly catch up with chat. So that's the plans for the next Motoropolis building. All right, not the entire, but a large portion of it. I didn't quite know. I'm guessing that was related to something previously. Been watching since before 1,000. Yes, it has been that long. I remember when I was doing videos before my 1,000 celebration, where my 1,000 subscriber celebration was my face reveal. Technically, I think I remember that much. It's been so long. Skyrim character builds. How many people are going to remember that? Oh, there was a guy I used to do Skyrim character builds with. Another guy on YouTube who I used to interact with quite regularly. I wonder what became of him. Hopefully he's doing well. Vicky there saying he's still waiting to hear me sing. Sure, well, that's going to happen. You can hear my voice right now. This is not a singing voice. You have to get me drunk and in the mood for a karaoke night, and that's probably never going to happen. Am I still going to make another contraption class? Not impossible. Again, it was probably on the list. When I get back into trains, it's going to be on that list of stuff to make. A steampunk contraption class locomotive. So yes, but give it like 3 years. Another 3 years before I come back to it. Oh, pardon me again. Let me get some drink in me because I'm burping quite a bit. Don't worry, that's not wine. That's Vimto. I absolutely cannot stand wine. That's Vimto. Love the stuff. Hashtag not sponsored, but yes, we're not chugging that Lucasade anymore. Cutting down on that quite a lot. Whenever you get back to train, you've got to resurrect the Emerald Champion. I don't know. The Emerald Champion is the product of a bygone era. It was the face of a past time. I mean, maybe it's like an unwritten rule that I probably should, but at the same time, yeah, it's an older model now. I don't think it's really worth bringing it back anymore. It would be one hell of a video. That's hang on. When was the last? If I put Emerald, the last Emerald Champion video was in December of 2022. I've had the model for 2.5 years. This particular iteration for 2.5 years. So this would be, what's this one? So version 21. So if I were to remake the Emerald Champion again, it would be version 22. Oh boy. Yeah. That's definitely something to behold. Could you imagine that in today's day and age? You just see LEGO Emerald Champion version 22 just in your sub feed. That would be insane. Version 22. Oh my god. Right then, let's go on to showcasing some stuff. So, I got some minifigures, I got a car, and I got a building. What do we want first? Minifigures, car, or building? Because technically there's a story link to all three of them. Minifigs. We've got one vote for minifigs. Multiple of them. Minifigs, start small and go up. Alright, that's the plan. Right, so. Still have a season 3 is a hell of a long way away. It's got to be said. I haven't done any writing for Street Racer Season 3, and that is criminal. I need to get back into the swing of it. I can actually do production because I do have a desk space over there where I can do all the filming. Filming is going to take a couple of days to do because of sunlight, make sure I got all the appropriate lighting. Not impossible, but definitely better than the previous place I was living. And one thing I've decided to do, which is going to backfire heavily, for different cars, for the different profiles, I've got specific backgrounds in mind I want to use for each of them. So it means getting out all of the dioramas I've made so far and having them interchange depending on the character. I've got them all listed out here, so it'll be a bit more intense to do all that filming. But I do want to give it a go. I really do want to give it a go. Because it'll be a lot more interesting to look at. Instead of the same boring diorama for 30 videos in a row. But yeah, we'll get there. I'll get that figured out. Anyways, let's have a look at some minifigures. So, last week, I had to take my car up somewhere 30-minute drive away to a garage to get something fixed. And whilst it was getting fixed, I had about 2 hours to play with. So I thought, well, let's just roam the town area. Why not? Let's have a bit of fun. Let's see what's around. Let's do some exploring. It's going to be pretty good. Had some fun going to... Oops, I dropped a thing. Oh my god. Sorry, 1 second. After all this time. Oh, I could have... Is that even 3? That's a... Oh my god. Okay. So I've just had a self-realization moment because one of the parts that comes with these minifigures I could have used for another mock I made recently. Anyways, so did some exploration in town. It was really fun to see all the charity shops and 2 independent toy stores. One of them had a sort of bin with minifigures in, like a vast array of bins for minifigures. Now, 99% of them were knockoffs, off-brands, and otherwise just not genuine Lego. But that didn't take away from the fact that a lot of them were quite interesting to behold. So I decided to grab myself some. He did an offer, you know, £2 per minifigure or 6 of them for the price of 5, something like that. So I got a couple to assemble. So I grabbed myself 6 different minifigures. 3 of them are the same, so I've only got 4 out of the 6 here to show you. They do technically have a purpose. Oh yeah, I may as well just keep that like that. I might reuse that body, you know. Can I even take... Oh, I can, yes. Right, that's something to play with in the future. That's good. So, I got some minifigures. First of all, one that immediately caught my eye was this one. A TV head man. So, the camera does not focus, which is criminal. But this is basically a minifigure. Oops. With a TV. I'm dropping it. For a head. There is a face drawn onto this as well. Or printed, I should say. But I thought this was really nifty. And even if I can't use the TV for anything, I can still take that headpiece off and use that as a functional TV in a future diorama. So yeah, we have TV head, as a certain friend of mine has once characterized for a series of his own. Yeah, he knows who he is. The next one is one of 4. Is that... That's a bit... Oh, okay. Anyways, yes. So they had a number of these. It is a Stitch minifigure with a very interesting torso. If I do this, is it more... Technically, it's clearer. But yes, the torso is a bit weird, but I mainly got them just for the heads. So my darling girlfriend and I have built a bunch of Stitch brick heads in different character variants, and as you can see here, I've bought myself a few more because there's a couple of ideas I want to play with. So I've got these, 3 of these ones specifically, just for the heads. But yes, it's because the brick head will be made, and a minifigure version of what that variant is supposed to be will be next to it. Specifically, one that's going to be very interesting to figure out is this. So this is Stitch, like cyborg, bionic, evil Stitch. It's so different and stupid, but I thought, you know what? Let's get one of them. Yeah, why not? Because that's an idea I can immediately play with. My darling girlfriend. Not dying, darling. Sorry. Slip of the tongue there. I'm pretty sure I said darling. My darling girl. My dearest girlfriend. My lovely girlfriend. There we go. She's not dying. She's in good health. Okay. Anyways, yes. So, Bionic Stitch. That's going to be on there. Yes, makes more sense. So that's minifigures 1, 2, and 3. Again, 4 and 5 are just more of these. Well, in fact, they're here, just to prove that, yes, they are basically the same. However, minifigure number 6, I didn't get for me, because I immediately recognized what this was from. And yes, it's off-brand, but this was really fun. So there's an episode of, it's either X-Men or it's Spider-Man, an animated series from many years ago. And it's a storyline where Spider-Man mutates and grows 4 additional arms. So 6 arms, 2 legs, he's got 8 limbs, therefore like a spider. And I saw a minifigure that kind of replicated that. It's so annoying how it's so blurry on the camera. But yeah, this is a 6-arm Spider-Man. Can I do it there? That's a bit better. Can I do... Hang on. Try and put against that background there. Oh wait, I've got a foam board here. Ah. Let's see if this will work. Okay, that's kind of better to look at. But yes, the Spider-Man torso, head, and legs are nothing really to scream about. It was just the fact that it was a 6-arm minifigure. I think that is pretty damn cool. It's stupid, but I immediately knew the reference. Now, this isn't for me. I bought this for a lug friend of mine. And he's a massive fan of X-Men and mutants when it comes to Marvel. And because there was an episode where Spider-Man mutated to get more arms, I saw this, thought of him, and I think, you know what? Next time I bump into him, a little present for him. That'd be good. So let's get these back in the little bags. Okay. So yeah, that was the minifigures I got recently. And I think they're pretty nifty. Just gotta get them back in the bags now. So in terms of working our way up, next we are going to showcase the latest car model. I am tempted to showcase another new one, but that means getting some stuff out of the way on boxes and all that. Yeah, that's nonsense. I'm not doing that. Only one showcase today, I'm afraid. Only one car to showcase, I should say. Right, last one. I'll chuck them behind me. There we go. Thank you all ever so much once again for tuning in. Thank you to everyone who is stuck around saying hello and is enjoying the stream. Next, let's have a look at a new model. So I have made a color chart table thing to go over all of the color combinations I have and haven't done when it comes to making my cars. So the ultimate goal of that color chart is to push me into a direction of trying 2 colors to put together for a model I haven't tried yet. And one model that was kind of good but kind of bad was one that I made that was magenta and white. It was really nice, that color combination, but the initial car model I made was very weak. So today I finally got around to getting some more parts organized and did a rebuild, and it now looks like this. That's not the side I thought was going to hold it up on. Like this. Yeah, I think this is very funky. White and magenta look so good together. As you can see, this is definitely one of the more weirder looking cars I've made. The massive spoiler was something I absolutely wanted to do. And of course, these transparent pink window pieces were something that kind of set the design in stone. This was initially going to be a tad taller in the middle, but after some revisions, I've been able to make it a little bit lower. Yeah, it's very something. It's not quite Miami Vice, you know, the supercar on the beach. It's not quite one of them, but the pink or magenta, I should say, that it just matches really well with the white. I'm a very big fan of this color combination. I think this is now up there as one of the better looking cars I've made with white. It's the shape as well that sells it, because you can replace the magenta with you can make the magenta work with it as a different color, like a darker blue or darker green, maybe just black. But at the same time, the fact that it's pink, I think makes it work really well. I do have magenta wheels, and I was going to try that. Well, technically I did. So in particular, these wheel pieces here, I have one in magenta. These are the wheels that can take a 2x2 round tile, which is what these rim pieces are from the Lamborghini Countach. I've also got the older wheel style, where it takes different rim-shaped pieces on. So I've got those in white and spoke rims in magenta. Sadly, they didn't quite work style-wise, but I still think this was a good backup. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. Another thing that was kind of set on wanting to try, I know I wanted to have this sort of shape, this massive spoiler piece, but these big underslope wedges, I don't know what you would call them, but these are some 2x3 slope bricks, like chunky slope bricks that went underneath the front section. I mean, it was a bit of an experimental idea, you know, just before bed last night. I don't know about anyone else, but as you're going to bed, or like the first 10 minutes when you're asleep, your creative juices, at least for me, are flowing wild. And that was one of those moments, as weird as it sounds, where I thought, what if I just tried this shape piece at the front of my next car? And here it is. I think it looks pretty good. So that is the latest car model. Sadly though, there was a piece I wanted to try to implement, and it's this. It is the front wing piece in magenta from one of the 12 CMF style F1 cars. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame to be honest, because this was a very funky piece, and I thought, you know what, there's a Bricklink Sony that just has one. Let's give it a try, why not? Again, didn't quite come to be. I'll save it for another model in the future. It's a nice shape piece. Oh, dripping again. I can feel an ulcer under my tongue. That's horrid. Right. Oh, final item to showcase. Go. Is a building. So just before I get the building out, I'm going to give it a quick dust over. So here's the story for this one. I have been looking on eBay and Marketplace at some Lego City town centre style sets. Just thinking, was there anything I should have gotten, or probably should get, sets from the past that would be good to add to Motopolis? There was a town centre style set from maybe 2 years ago, which is now retired, which in a way I kind of regret not getting, but at the same time, I saved myself over 150 quid because it was an expensive set. Oops, that's just putting something off. But in all the sets I was looking at, there was one that kind of stood out above the others. Got to go on my messenger after the stream. Okay, thank you so much for tuning in, Rock Band Hyena. Thanks again for coming along. So good to see you again. But one of the sets I looked at that really stood out above the others, it wasn't an apartment building. It wasn't anything conventional. It was, in fact, a rather dusty hospital. So the shape and configuration and the overall style of this building, I really dig it. The front section opens up here, which is quite fun. The entire interior is going to get gutted and turned into something else. I have no idea what I want to do with this building yet, but I know I wanted it, and now I have one. It does come with, you can see, here we go, other side. So where I'm pointing, there we go. So where I'm pointing now, that's the ambulance and a helicopter that comes with this set. So as I was looking online, I discovered this set that somebody was selling on Facebook Marketplace for 20 quid. Now, it was about 11 hours after it had been listed. It was about a half-hour drive away to pick up, so I thought, sorry, I'll pick it up, that's fine, that's easy. And I looked online elsewhere, and other people were selling this particular set. This was complete, and other people were selling this incomplete for like 40 quid and up. So I looked at that and I thought, I think I've gone a bit lucky there. Okay, I'm knocking things over. There we go. But yes, I thought to myself, okay, if I was going to get this, this has to be the listing. So I sent a message to the seller saying, is it still available? I'll pick up tonight. I'll pick up tomorrow night if you can't do tonight. Made the arrangement, came over and collected it. And it's a woman with her, so I'd say 9-year-old son. And the son is selling this particular set. So for a moment I thought, oh, I feel bad, because here's little 9-year-old Timmy with his Lego set that he's selling, so we can afford more Lego sets in the future. It's complete, which is really cool. All the minifigures were there as well. It's 20 quid, but other people are selling it for like 40, 50 and up. So there was a part of me that wanted to give him an extra tenner just to make up for that. But there was the more, it's selfish. I mean, there's no two words. The more selfish side of me that said, here you go, here's your £20. Thank you for my Lego set. Came home and just admired the bargain that I got. It was so, heart clenching as well, because when I came to the door, the mum was there. Little 9-year-old Timmy, he's there ready to take the £20 out of my hands. I gave it to him because, again, it was his to sell. And, oh my God. It's such a cool set. I mean, the building, again, I'm going to gush over this for a while. It's a lovely looking building. I'm going to expand upon it and make it into something else. But yeah, it was, tugged on my heartstrings. I honestly wish I can go back and just say, here's an extra tenner, because I've seen other listings that I've charged for more. But it's happened now. What are you going to do? So yeah, that is all the 3 items I want to showcase. Now I've done just that. Everything's falling off. There we go. Right, that is all the major stuff I have planned for the live stream. Just trying to make sure I'm not forgetting anything else. There's nothing over there. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so the next 10 minutes or so, if you have any questions, this is the lovely impromptu Q&A section of our live stream. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Be sure to add them in the chat here. And let's have ourselves a little Q&A to finish off the live stream. Let's have some more drink. Any questions you like? Nothing personal. Obviously, boundaries still exist and all that. I wonder what is next. Where's my papers? It's all there. Just thinking about all the dioramas I've got to make still for Motoropolis. I've got another 30 base plates to get built up. That's going to take a while. So what happened to the Emerald Champion? Scrapped, sold, and given away? It was scrapped. It was scrapped. When was it scrapped? When was it? It's been gone for quite a while, but it was ultimately scrapped. It was much better to get all the parts back, all that dark green in particular, all the black parts especially, all those train wheels. It was much better for me to scrap it and get the parts back. I mean, if I were to try and sell it, I'd probably put on a stupid price tag and nobody would want it. If I were to give it away, it would have to go to someone very specific who would want it, and even then, I don't know anyone who would actually want to take it. Pardon me. So ultimately, it got scrapped, but it was a good scrapping. Again, it's products of a bygone era. It's the face of a time that has already come and gone, and it is a shame to see it gone because, again, it was so popular. It was, again, the face of the railway for the longest time. But yeah, all good things come to an end, I guess. I'm brushing it off so casually because, again, I've moved on so platonically, for lack of a better word. Again, my love for Lego trains is still there, but my want to have my Lego train models is not there. Just the coronation left. Well, I still got the rocket. The Stevenson's rocket set, I do plan on selling. It's, I don't know. Oh, I'm not comfortable. My bum's got a bit numb. The rocket is, I don't want to scrap the rocket. I really would not want to scrap the rocket because I do love it. But I also know I don't want to keep it. So I have put it on a couple of special places to see if anybody wants to buy it off me. I've put my price tag up, and there have been a couple of takers. There is someone who's gotten to me about specific arrangements. So in time, Stevenson's rocket is going to sell. And I think that's a better fate for that set because, again, it's one of my favorites. It's the second set that I made and has survived. It's one of the last surviving models I've got anyways. And again, I don't want to scrap it. I love it too much to want to scrap it. And with all the financial issues I've had over the past couple of months, I have decided with myself that it's probably a better solution to just sell it. Again, I've made my own arrangements to have that all happen. And yeah, I think it would be much better that way around. Oh, poor Rocket. It is a shame in the sense that there was one more coach I wanted to make for it. So it's got 3 yellow first-class coaches. It's got 2 powered coaches. One is Queen Adelaide Saloon, and the other is a Royal Mail baggage wagon. I wanted to make one more, and it was that open plank, light blue third-class coach. I could never figure out how to make it because I knew I wanted to use medium azure as the shade of blue bricks to make it. It's the perfect shade of blue. But the sides, the paneling that you see along the side of the coach is so complicated. I would have to order so many light azure or medium azure parts to get that figured out and worked. And it just became too much hassle. Again, it's really frustrating that it became so much hassle because, oh, pardon me again. It would have been so good to see actually visualized. I could have made one anyways, but it would have been so much flatter and more square. It would have had no texture on it. Like you wouldn't see any detailing on the sides, which would have been a real deal breaker. But still, the set as is still very much loved. Well, I say that. I mean, I could scrap it right now and not feel any remorse or sadness. Well, that's what happens when that's what happens when you grow. Oh, speaking of Lego sets, I need to get these ones back in the box. That's going to become a diorama for Motoropoulos City in the future as well. This Creator 3-in-1 mansion house sort of set. That's going to be, so I've got 2 of those there. I'm going to make it into one mega house, and that's going to become a new piece for Motoropoulos City. That's going to be very interesting to figure out. The frustrating thing is, I've not been inspired to make that. I mean, I've had those 2 sets since March? Yeah, because one of them was a birthday present, and I got another one for myself basically straight after. So it's more stuff on the list. It's frustrating that, well, the frustration comes from, I had the idea and I thought, yes, I can absolutely make it work. I've got characters in the Street Racer series that can make it work. It has a place to belong. It'll be a new cool thing to see in Motoropoulos. I can put that into the city side of things, with town centres and so forth. And I think I might ultimately wait for that. If I ever get to the point of getting like city apartments and some stores made, kind of separate to all the other main dioramas that I've done, I think I might put that with it. I don't know. That's, again, the inspiration to get it made isn't there yet. The idea was, but that's been on the list for a couple of months now, which is a bit of a bummer. I'm currently working on a 210-4 powered by dual extra large motors in the tender. I'm shoving this piece through R40s. It looks extremely ridiculous, but I love it. That's very cool to hear. What kind of 210-4 is it? Because by default, that's not British. I'm guessing that's an American locomotive. And 2 extra large motors in the tender. That's cool. That's got lots of motive power. I'm guessing you're going to gear that to be slow, because it's always a balancing act to gear the motors in a way where you can get torque or you get speed. There is a half and half balance, but a lot of builders have found it quite tricky to find. And putting it through R40s, yeah, of course it's going to look stupid. It's on R40s. Oh well. That'd be really cool to see the final result. Oh yeah. Oh, I can sit back up now. Yep. Oh wait. It's currently 5 to 9. I might finish it a couple of minutes early if we don't have any more questions. But all the same, thank you all ever so much to everyone who has tuned in tonight. Rock Band Hyena, Railway Alan, aka Tonks, London Bridge Bricks, very good to see him again. Vicky, it was very nice to see a new face in the chat. And Sam Brown, as always, the regulars, thank you all so much for coming into the chat tonight and saying hello and giving me some conversation. It's a freelance American style, has a 1-to-1 gearing ratio with small train wheels, so it's not going super fast, but it'll pull the world. You got small train wheels on that? What size drive wheels are you using? It's not going to go, yeah, because if you're using smaller drive wheels, it's not going to go fast. Still, it'll be very interesting to see the final result. Very cool indeed. Right, I think I'm going to end it here, a couple of minutes early. I am starting to get a bit knackered. I've had a very long day, and of course all the faff I had trying to get this live stream going meant it was delayed an hour, and I am getting, quite exhausted, it must be said. So once again, thank you everyone so much for tuning into the chat. There is one final thing I actually need to announce before we conclude. Standard size drivers. But are they vertically mounted? Oh, excellent. That's really cool to see. Oh, yeah, I know exactly how you've done it. Cool. Yes, so one thing to declare before we go. So the LEGO user group I'm in here in Bristol is called Gertzlug. I've been a member for over 4 years now. And last month, I have been elected onto its committee as its social media manager. And after a bit of back and forth and some figuring out, Gertzlug now has a YouTube channel. So going forward in all of my videos, you're going to see a link to the Gertzlug YouTube channel. Every time there is a post on the Gertzlug YouTube channel as well, I'm going to be showing that on my main channel here. I am going to be focusing all of my vlogs from LEGO Gertzlug events going forward. I'm going to be on the Gertzlug channel instead of my one. The past few vlogs I have done have been much less interested by my subscribers, which ultimately makes sense because these are kind of samey-ish videos, but to transfer that to a new audience onto the Gertzlug channel is something I really want to do. And there's going to be a hell of a lot coming on that channel as well. We have so many plans, there's so much we want to do, so much we want to try. So it should be linked in the description here as well. If I so the second top is where you will find the link to the Gertzlug YouTube channel. Consider subscribing for a new style of LEGO themed content. It's going to be a lot of fun to get that all sorted out. We're going to get it going. It's going to be a fun time. I'm in charge of it, so whether you can say it's good or not, it's down to you to judge. So once again, thank you everyone so much for watching. Good to see so many faces here in the chat. And have a good rest of your evening. Thank you all so much for tuning in, folks. Take care now. Bye-bye.